Welcome back. All right. So just getting right into it. I'm going to be looking at, the dollar index starting off as always. So we can see that last week with FOMC and different things coming out, there's a lot of volume that came in. And the dollar actually made a top right here, right? So at this top of supply, looking to the left, price sold off or level of resistance, price broke down back below this level of structure. All right. So really going into this week, at least in the short term, I'm looking for another wave down here on the dollar. All right. So we had a nice impulsive break of structure. Price now is pulling back, retesting this level of resistance. All right. So on this pullback, I'm looking for another bearish wave down. All right. So if we get that, we can look to trade dollar pairs, in line with that. All right. So if we look at GBP USD, so this was a pair that if you follow my Telegram, if you follow if you're in the VIP, I sent this out. I was anticipating a rise on this, especially looking at the dollar, looking at how it found support here, right? On the daily, this is a major level of demand. We see on the daily price form that bullish engulfing. All right. And if we look to the left, we always look left to go right. All right. This is a major level of demand. Here in the past, price had big waves up. All right. Here again, another wave up. So this is a major level of demand to pay attention to. So now we see how price reacted at this level. On the weekly chart, we see we're getting a nice wick rejection away. All right. So on the daily, it continued to pump. So it continued to pump, pulling up into around this level of structure. All right. So at that level, you see we ended the week with it correcting and pulling back. All right. But overall, going into this week, especially if we get continued bearish wave on the dollar, I will expect price to give us another wave up on GU. All right. So with GU, we could see possibly one more correction. All right. But overall, I'm looking for another wave up. I would look for another wave up, and I would look for price to stay above this higher low. All right. So if price comes down and was to break that higher low structure, then that will invalidate any buys. All right. So we just had to see. I just want to see how the market opens up. All right. Preferably, definitely not. I'm not looking to trade Sunday, so I will look to see how price develop going into Monday. All right. So with this right here, we can always also measure this from this impulsive wave to that high. So price already pulled back about 61.8, which basically lines up to his previous like lower high structure. All right. Lines up within there. So price could just hold here, right? And just continue to rise from there. All right. If not, then price could possibly pull back a little further, before then giving us the move. So just want to see how price develop, really going into Monday, New York, London, and New York session to see how price develop. All right. So it's looking at EU, Euro USD. So Euro USD. All right. If you look at this is similar to GU. This is the signal that I actually gave out. All right. In VIP. If you see right here, if you're not in VIP, this is how it looks. You see here, I sent this out. You see right here, it says TP2 was hit, 140 pips on EU. All right. This is the signal I sent out. All right. So we caught a nice 140 plus pips on that pair, on that setup. All right. So going into this week, I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish. All right. So really, if I'm looking at this, same thing, look at the daily. All right. Looking to the left, this was the level of demand that price held from. Got a nice move up. All right. So price came down to that same level, held support, and gave us a bounce. So we entered on this 4-hour time frame. Also seeing how, well, based off what I saw here, because also seeing that the dollar was looking to roll over. This just gave me more confluence. And I saw right here, price came up, forming this bullish engulfing on the 4-hour here. All right. Then after that, I was really anticipating a continued long for price to hold above this level of demand. All right. But once price, after forming that bullish engulfing, it slightly pulled back. I was anticipating on this pullback for it to hold and just continue up. And that's exactly what we got. All right. So seeing that, this also formed like an inverted head and shoulders right here, with that being the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, which is a bullish price action pattern. All right. So that completed for us. So now we got the impulse. So now on this correction, on this pullback, I'm anticipating, another move up on EU. NZD USD. All right. So you can see all the dollar pairs just traded in line with the weakness of the dollar that came in. All right. So if you look to the left here on NU, same thing. This is a major level of demand. All right. Even way here in the past, you see price found nice demand here. All right. And just looking at most recent price action, price found demand at this level, bounced up. So now when I saw that price form the bullish engulfing here on the daily, that gave me confidence that price was going to continue up from there. All right. Now at the bullish engulfing, okay, it could slightly pull back first, and that's what happened. So really on a smaller time frame, you could have entered on a pullback. So this was this 4-hour pump on this correction, similar to EU on this pullback. You could have looked for your entries and caught this impulsive wave up. All right. So price gave us this impulsive wave, also breaking our trend line there, breaking structure. So on this correction or pullback, all right, I'm anticipating price to give us another move up. All right. So definitely looking for bulls, looking for price to hold above this structure, all right, above these higher low structure here, and look to give us that continued wave. So really it could hold here. It could hold here. Stop loss can go, somewhere below, like higher low, and then look to ride it up. But I would like to see, how price develop going into this week. But overall, you could look for something like this. All right. Price form like somewhat like a bullish flag. All right. So let's say if continues to break out of this, on any pullback opportunity, you continue to look to ride this up. First target, of course, would be back to this high that it made. But based off the daily, or even a 4-hour, looking at structure to the left, I believe this could come back at least back into here around 0.6425, 0.642, around that structure. GJ. So GJ was a nice sell that I anticipated. Really on this pullback. I said on this pullback, look to catch this breakdown. All right. So we caught that. 160 actually was what I was anticipating for to be the target. So it really hit around 160, about 5, maybe literally about 1 or 2 pips shy. Basically, you might as well say it hit 160. And then it bounced, instantly rejected around that level. All right. So if we look at the weekly, strong wick rejection. All right. Strong wick away. Looking at the daily. All right. So this is an interesting point because a lot of the JPY pairs did start to reverse. All right. But then you see we got a nice pump. So I believe on this pullback could possibly give us another wave up to this level of supply. And then up there, it'll be a break or bounce or, a break or reject type level. All right. So really, I'm still bullish going into this week on GJ. So let's say if price was to, slightly pull back a little more, maybe towards 164, overall, I would still look for price to give us another wave up. All right. Now, if this was to come down and let's say, because I can measure this, fib, it's about 618. All right. So if this was to come down and just break back below, like come down and break back below 164, like give some type of impulses break back below, then I will shift to continue to look for sales on a pullback, maybe retest. Then I will take that. All right. But if this could come down just for a pullback and really stay above that daily candle, we could possibly see this first before we see any more continued drop, possibly. All right. So really, I just want to sit on my hands with that one and see how things develop. EJ, same thing. So I was anticipating a sell off on this one. But now where price is at, it's retesting. It came back and retested previous structural supply. So looking to the left, this is previous level of resistance or strong level of supply where it had major sells. All right. So price sold off from the top, this top level supply. If you look to the left, always look left to go right. It sold off from up this level of supply. All right. And came back and retested the lower level. So looking at how it's reacting at this level, it found support here, right? Because look to the left, this was a level of resistance or supply. So it's finding support and seeing how this daily candle is closing. This daily candle closing. bullish engulfing. So for me, that's a sign that we're likely going to continue up. All right. Now, me personally, I will wait for some type of pullback to happen first. All right. I'll wait for some type of pullback. So something like this, you can see. Let me see. So something like this, the price was to give some type of pullback. On this pullback, look for some type of potential. Look for the potential continuation up. All right. So me personally, I will only look for continued buys, but I would need to see some type of pullback or retest first. Ideally. All right. CAD JPY. So CAD JPY, you can see this. I sent this out as well. I posted this to also Trading View. You can see right here, we had the railroads on the daily at the major level of supply. Strong confirmation. I was expecting a sell-off. And you can see that we got that. Nice sell-off. All right. So really, I'm still bearish on this. I still believe we could have more downside. But looking at the weekly, all right, you can see price basically sold off from this major level of supply. It's the highest price has been since late 2014 going into early 2015. So basically 7 years. All right. Now, you see how on the weekly we got a rejection, and now this weekly candle is forming a nice bearish rejection. Okay. So with that, price did come back and basically retest it around, previous level of structure here. See right here? That was really the target I was anticipating. All right, retesting previous level of resistance or previous high, and it's holding support. All right, so we could really see this give us another wave towards this high possibly. This could possibly, I wouldn't be surprised if this hold support and then give us another wave up, retesting this high before then selling off again. That's possible. But at the same time, price is at an interesting point right here. It's at a previous level of a structure here. So in order for me to expect that to continue to happen, a bigger wave, a bigger correction up, price will need to break above here. Let's see. Price will need to break above here because this is a level of retest where it could just hold and just sell off again. All right. But if price was to break above here, all right, then you could look for some type of pullback and then catch the wave up. It's interesting because, JPY in general, a lot of the JPY, when there's a lot of volume in JPY, whether for positive or negative side, they're going to trade similar or in line, all right, for the most part. But CAD also correlates with oil, and oil is showing some bearish signs right now. So it's interesting to see how CAD JPY will be impacted by that. USD CAD is normally impacted by that more. All right, so let's see, like USD CAD, for example. USD CAD pumped up higher into this level of supply, looking to the left. All right, major level of structure. In the past, this was a major level of like demand or support. All right, so price is now back at that level. All right, so this is a break or reject type level. All right, so for me to look for sales, I would need to see some type of strong bearish rejection and maybe catch a pullback. All right, but I wouldn't look for that right now only because of oil. So right now, I would just need to, I'm sitting on my hands with this because if we was to break above, then I would look for continued buys, right? If it gives a confirmed break, but not a false break. It could break above and then give a sharp sell back into this level. If that happens, then I will stay bearish. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just waiting to see how price develop at this level. All right. Now, if I look at, let's say, oil, for example, oil was bearish. Usually, if oil was bearish, CAD is weak as well, and you'll see USD CAD pump in line with the weakness of oil. So I'm glad I'm seeing this right now. I don't know about y'all, but man, I need them gas prices to come down a bit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully oil has a big sell-off. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. But if we look at this though, if we look at this on a weekly, all right, really, I was looking for oil to possibly, you see, possibly, top this high and then sell off. But you can see right here on the weekly, we form like an evening star. All right. So that could be a sign of a bigger sell-off. All right, going down to the daily, price is breaking back down. All right. Breaking below this level of structure, resistance structure to the left. Nice bearish engulfing close. All right. So at least in the short term, I'm still bearish. All right. So in this type of scenario, on this pullback, I went pullback, maybe retest. I would anticipate a continued sell down. All right. A continued breakdown. And if that happens, then, we could possibly see USD CAD continue to pump possibly. All right. So something like this on oil, pullback, and look for that continued wave down. All right. So those are some of the pairs on my watch list for now. If you're not in the Telegram, join the free Telegram in the bio. If you're looking for, if you want to follow the trades and everything, if you're looking for more hands-on mentorship and sessions and things like that, join the VIP. Also, the promotion is still going. If you make an account with the broker FX Sway, the link will be in the bio, and just show me proof that you funded your account with at least $500. I will give you a month free of signals and trade ideas and VIP access, and also the live sessions that you'll get access to. So if you want to do that, be sure to tap in with fxsway.com, make your account, and let's make it happen. All right, with that, let's catch some pips and let's see how things develop for this week. Peace.